Welcome to Success from Scratch, your place for innovation, creativity, and the blueprint of success from peak performers just like you. Welcome to Success from Scratch, episode number 28, and my special guest today, Gabe Abshire, CEO and founder of Utility Concierge.
How's it going, Mark?
Going awesome. I'm so glad you're here, and so much to talk about around not only your success, but how you founded the company and so much more.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. I'm pumped, love spending time with you, so
yeah,
excited to get into it.
Well, good. So let's get into it. Tell us a little bit about your background and what created the vision to create Utility Concierge.
So a little bit of background. So my first business I started was a satellite installation company, and so what we did is we went out and we installed satellite dishes for Dish Network and DirecTV.
Right.
And through that process, one of our KPIs was installation rate. You know, how many jobs we got in the ground. And through that process, we really found out that there was a lot of the reasons why we weren't getting things installed were because people were moving, and they, put their stuff on a moving truck and the TVs weren't there, or they got their moving truck in but they forgot to turn their electricity on.
Right. And
so really saw that there was a need to help people during that moving process. So in 2009, Utility Concierge was born with a different message of, instead of send me your clients and we'll sell them something, the message changed to send me your clients and we'll help them. We're going to help them through this very stressful time in their life.
Right. So you solve the problem of reducing stress in a complicated transaction, high stress environment, moving home, moving our utilities, whether it's across town or across country.
Yeah, and I'd moved a couple times, and
Right.
and just talking to those people that were trying to get their satellite, and so we just saw that there was a need, and we tried for a little bit to, hey, send me your clients and we'll sell them, right? Send me your clients and we'll sell them. And that message completely changed to send me your clients and we'll help them, and not only that, we're going to help them and give the value back to our referral partners. 98% of our business is referral based.
Wow.
And so we want to give that value back to the referral partners. We want to talk about them. We tell I have a section with our new hires called just kind of vision module, and I say, look, I want you to gush over our referral partners, right? Because they've allowed us, they've given us the right, they've allowed us to call their customers and help.
Right.
So we want to make sure we give them a ton of value back.
Right.
And then the last thing is that we do it through the power of choice. So we represent every single provider out there. So we're never going to say, hey, Mark, you're in this area and this is your only choice.
Right.
Unless it's your only choice. But if there's multiple providers there, we're going to give you that power of choice and give you options, right? And there's 7 different services we help people with, and there's a lot of choices to make.
That's amazing. Well, so before we get into the business, tell us a little bit about, obviously a serial entrepreneur, very successful. What are the keys to creating and running a successful business?
Yeah, I'm completely off script. I'm very, very passionate about talking about what we do. But yeah, let's, I would think one of the main things for me is our employees, our team members, right? We look at our company, we look at our employees as they're our products, right? So we pour into them heavily. We're very focused on culture. People spend more time at work than they do at home. We want them to feel good when they move in, when they come to work, because that transfers over the phone, right? So I would say, number one, people. Make sure you have amazing people, the right people in the right seats, and that's going to breed a great culture. Right.
I know when I came to your offices, it was fun. There was music. There were scorecards up on the wall. Tell us about that part of your culture.
Yeah, so we run our business on a platform called EOS, so the Entrepreneurial Operating System.
Oh, EOS, Entrepreneurial Operating System.
Yes. So I read a book. I was first introduced to Traction through EO, the entrepreneur organization. So somebody gave me this book called Traction. And so I read it. I remember I was reading it on the way to a duck hunt in Louisiana.
Right.
And
so you're a duck hunter?
Yeah, I am.
Awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, I got to meet the duck commander a couple of years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
In which one, Phil?
The main guy. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Awesome.
Was he like he was on TV?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he seems like pretty true to form guy.
He's true to form, and he doesn't care about the opinions of others, man.
No, he doesn't. No.
Here's the deal.
He said Terry Bradshaw go win Super Bowls. I want to go duck hunt. So like that guy.
Yeah. Anyway, so EOS.
So EOS, there's a lot of principles in the book. I mean, it gives a framework for an entrepreneur to run their business on. But the biggest thing is that my takeaway was there's two different types of people that you need to run your business: a visionary and an integrator. And I didn't have an integrator, right?
You had the vision, but not the integrator.
Right, and it was okay to be one or the other,
Right.
right? So I was trying to run the business and kind of do everything myself. And it's funny, I literally was reading the book and I put it down. I'm like, man, has this guy been following me around for the past 5 years?
Right.
Because just all the issues, problems, challenges I was having, there was the answer. So we hired our integrator in 2000. Well, through about coming up on 4 years ago,
Right.
and it's been great.
Yeah.
So EOS was a big shift in my business,
Right.
and our thought process. But it takes your business and you break it down to a 3-year vision, a 5-year vision, 3-year vision, 12-month vision. Then we actually operate in quarterly intervals, right? And so we set goals every single quarter. The goals are up on the walls, up on the visual. So that's one of our core values is transparent communication. So
Right.
the goals that our leadership team set, we put those on display for everyone to see. And at the end of the quarter, we have a quarterly kickoff for the next quarter. We review the goals that we set. We say we hit them, didn't hit them, very transparent with that. And then we present our goals for the next quarter.
So a lot of things our audience that are primarily the CEOs of their own real estate practice could learn from EOS. We have a concept in real estate where we call if the team leader doesn't have an operator, it's really not a team. So same thing as the visionary and the integrator. Our team leaders typically are great salespeople, but without an operator, their teams really are dysfunctional.
I mean, a real estate company business is I would think it's very difficult to run, right? I mean, to manage, and you've got to wear so many different hats. And the biggest takeaway from that book was the concept of your unique ability, right? Mm-hmm. Something that gives you your energy or drains your energy, right? You know, talking about strategy and vision and where we're going, that gives me energy, right?
Right.
Me in Excel spreadsheets or looking at reports or managing people, that takes energy away, right? And so you have all these different hats in the real estate world, and you kind of have to wear them all until you get to a certain size, right?
Right.
But you know, realtors, I would think maybe they start out because they love talking to people and they love interacting with people and finding people their dream homes, you know. But they don't love all the back office stuff, right? That's not their unique ability. And when you force yourself to do that, it's really difficult.
Yeah, that's some great nuggets there. Well, let's get back into Utility Concierge and how that service helps. Most of our audience here will be agents and how they can tap into Utility Concierge. So give us a little insight into what the customer experience would be. Once an agent or a team entrusts you with the client, how does that process work?
Yeah, so we're gonna get the client's information somehow through one of our integrations or APIs, and it'll come into our system. We're gonna call that customer anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks before they close. We're not gonna call them way early on.
Right.
They got other things to worry about. We know the time frame that we need to call them. So we're gonna reach out. We're gonna reach out on behalf of the agent because again, we want to gush over our clients. We want to say that your agent is allowing us to help because they care about your experience and they want you to have a smooth experience and enjoy the move, right? So we introduce that, and then we really just kind of get to know them, right? We earn the right to sell through our service. So we're not going to jump in and just get to selling, right? Get to helping them. We want to find out where they're moving from, why they're moving, what their family situation is, who's all going to be in the homes, and all these questions we're putting those into when we make the decision to what to present them, right? How many people in the home? What speed of internet do you have? Do y'all like to watch a lot of TV? Do you travel? All those questions. And then, once we get to know them a little bit, we ask a question, and this is a great question for the agents to answer. What was your experience like the last time you moved, setting up your home services and utilities? And we shut up.
Right.
And I've started doing that when people ask me what I do. That's the question I ask them.
Right.
And 9 times out of 10, they're going to go off and they're going to tell you all the horror stories they had, and it was so bad. And I love just poking and prodding. Really, no joke. That's what happened. What happened when this happened? And they just go off, right? Because we want them to have an emotional shift and get out of that. I mean, it's crazy moving.
Right, it's crazy.
The amount of people, the amount of people that touch somebody moving is huge.
It's one of the highest stress factors on the list of the top 10 stress factors, moving is,
It's right up there.
Right up there.
Yeah. And so we need to break them. We need to not break them, but just have them shift and go, okay, I don't want to go back to that. Right. And then we're really in a great position to help them with all their stuff. So we help set up their water, gas, and electricity, their basic stuff in their home.
Right.
And then we set up TV, internet, home security. If they need home phone, we're starting to offer mobile service.
Right.
So whatever they need, we're their one-stop shop.
Yeah. So you have a whole one-stop shop where they can just.
They can, yeah, and we ask them a lot of questions, right? Because we want to find out what their needs are, and then we create a package for them.
And then you're able to shop the various vendors where the utilities are allowed to compete. If there's competition, then you can drive them to the solution that gives them the most value.
Yeah, we're getting a bunch of information for them, so we have this saying, and we actually ask our customers if it's okay if we can do this. We say, hey, is it okay if I talk to you like you're my best friend?
Right.
And refer things that I'd refer to my mother.
Right.
Because we want to make it simple, right? If you're in an area that has 45 different electricity companies, and I give you a list of 45 providers, that's not doing you any good.
Right.
I'm like, hey, Mark, we're in this every day. We're experts on it. Here's your best option, right? And 9 times out of 10, people are going to go, okay, great, right? And then when you get into TV, internet, and things like that, there's a little bit more questions. But the point is that we don't want to bombard you with other choices to make, right? Hey, man, here's your best solution. Take a look at it. If you want other options, we've got them. But we don't want to just word vomit on you and tell you a bunch of stuff you really don't care about. We want to make it super easy and simple, and we want the customers to enjoy their move.
Yeah, that's awesome. So 2 things. One, let's talk a little bit more about Utility Concierge, then I want to come back to your personal success.
All right.
So on Utility Concierge, what's the best way for them to get a hold of the team or to engage in the service?
Well, the great thing about the relationship with JPAR is that the JPAR leadership has really understood how valuable this service is, how it makes the broker look good, how it makes the agent look good, and they've really embraced it. So the great thing is that every client that you put into your CRM SkySlope will be sent over to us, right? And so we're going to automatically call them.
So the process is automatic.
Process is done.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Easy.
Super easy. We want to take it completely, like, you don't have to do anything. There is one thing that we do need the agents to do to make this the best experience, right? We're going to call these people. We're going to help them. We're calling at the right time. But if they know who we are and what we do and how we do it, and really if the agent uses it as a value add to say, hey, you know what? My personal concierge is going to be reaching out to you. They're going to take care of all your utility hookups at your new home. Don't worry about any of that. They're going to be calling you, right? And so when we call, they're excited.
That way they're leveraging their resources and can expand, in a sense, their team. You're a member and part of our...
We are absolutely a no-cost member to their team.
Yeah.
And those people can just stop, going online, trying to find the internet and TV and security and all that. That's what we do every day.
Who services this area?
Exactly. It's like a good analogy is people trying to shop for a home online by themselves. Right? They may think they can do it.
Yeah.
But they're not experts. They're not in that business, and so they need a professional realtor. So it's like somebody trying to go to a FSBO site and trying to not use a realtor.
Yeah, it's a pretty rare individual that can pull that off.
Yeah, and if they do, they didn't get the best value for their house. They probably had a bad experience, and that's what we want to do. We just want to make sure they enjoy the move.
Have a good experience. So back to success. I was so impressed when I came to your offices and met your team. If there's 1 or 2 things you could share with our audience, many of them are team leaders or aspiring team leaders, around building a team culture, motivating the team. Tell us a little bit about that side.
Yeah, I think the number one thing is finding the right person. Making sure you know what seats you want to fill, and know the characteristics of that seat, and find the right person for the seat, right people, right seat, right? Have a hiring process. Have multiple interviews, have them, do a personality test or some type of process, right? We have, they interview with 4 people when they come, and they like
4 interviews.
4 interviews on the same day before they're hired, and maybe a 5th. So have a hiring process. Good training. Make sure you empower the person you put in that seat to do their job. Make sure they have all the right tools in the training. And then the third thing is be there, be supportive for them, right? Empower them to do their job and let them go. and be there to support them, right?
Yeah.
That's, I think, is we've got a lot of those things in place, and it's as we're growing, it's great to see how, you know, the tools and process we put in place are really helping our team members.
Sustain your growth and allowing your growth.
Yeah, and invest back in your people.
Yeah.
Right. They want to know what their goals are. They want to know what your expectations are, and invest back in them. Right. Invest back in them and help them grow both personally and professionally.
Yeah, that's awesome. So a lot of great nuggets on this episode of Success from Scratch. We learned a lot about your service, Utility Concierge, but we also learned about the entrepreneurial operating system, the EOS.
EOS, yes.
Which is really amazing, and many of our team leaders can learn from having, you know, the salesperson, the visionary, and the operator, you know, the executor. And so really appreciate you coming out today and spending some time and sharing a few nuggets about Utility Concierge and your success. And we'll see you on the next episode of Success from Scratch.